Hey, what's up, world? Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Dear Chadwick. Today, I got a letter that I'm going to read to you from a biological mother who has lost her rights. See how we're able to help her, okay? Dear Chadwick, I was listening to you on the radio the other afternoon, and when I was so inspired by your story and your drive, I wish other fathers had the desire to connect to children in the community as you do. I have the same desire to connect to parents. My experience dealing with the foster care system is opposite of yours. I am a parent who has lost her rights, and now I have been reunited with my son who is in the foster care system. My question to you is this: how do we get more foster parents to work with biological mothers and fathers? And an even tougher question is, how do biological parents being reunited with their children in care obtain resources to help them with the transition? All right, well, thank you so much for the question. I appreciate it. So your first question is this: how do you get more foster parents to work with the biological mother and father? That's a good question, and it's actually a common question. And often when I'm at conferences or I'm traveling, I usually hear the other side, whether it's the foster parent or the adoptive parent who is saying, how can I get the biological parents involved and build healthy relationships? So I think I'll start this. Carla, I don't have the exact answer, but hopefully I can point you to some resources that gets you a better answer, but I'm going to answer it the best I can. First, you are going to want to be working whatever services that you were ordered to, whether you agree with them or not, right? A lot of times, if it's something, and maybe it's a misunderstanding on the side of the agency, or it could be just a miscommunication between you and a worker. Whatever the order is, and you should ask this if you don't have it: what do I need to do to get my children back? And it'll usually be a list of, well, you need to do this, you need to do this needs to be in order, this needs to be going on. And it can be a pain because you just want to love your children. But I tell you this: work, or at least begin working whatever services are issued to you. Do the best that you can to make sure those visitations that you get, you attend them. And then don't do this. Don't bash the foster parents or the caseworkers to the kid. It doesn't help, because what happens is this: you do that, then your child, your son, has to go back in his home and try to readjust. Well, he's angry, he's bitter because he's like, I want to be with my mom, right? And my mom feels like that this is just wrong, and y'all are just wrong. And in reality, what you're doing as the parent is you're trying to say, hey, it's not my fault, son. It's not my fault, daughter. So yeah, they're against us. And what you do is you take this kid who may be doing all right in their placement, and then you send them back kind of volatile to where they're just waiting on something to happen, and they're angry and they're frustrated. But what you need to do is the opposite of that. You got to let your child know that, hey, you make the most of this situation. I love you. I'm doing what I have to do, but you make the most of it. Because you know what happens is that if the kid goes back into the home, causes a problem, and they start to notice a pattern that every time they come from a visit with you, that there's some kind of conflict that takes place in the home, then they're going to end up minimizing how you all are able to make visits, because you're not helping your child and you're proving to be more harm than good. And that's not what you want to do. I know it's not. So I would say work your services, whatever they are, work those services. Be an inspiration to your child. Don't try to use that visitation time to make yourself look better or defend whatever happened. Let uplift, encourage, and then let the kid know that, you know what, they need to take advantage of the situation that they're in. Okay? All right. And that doesn't mean you don't be a mom. You don't want to be in anywhere that's not safe, but you don't create hostility going back into another person's home. You don't do that. Now, the other part of your question was, how can you get resources when it's time to reunite with your child? And specifically, you said, are there any resources that can help you with that transition? Here in Texas, because that's where you're writing from, I would start at dfps.state.tx.us. And I had the chance to go onto their site, and I found something called the Parent Collaboration Group. And basically, it's a group of CPS parents working just to handle, or let me read their mission. The mission of the Parent Collaboration Group is to get input from stakeholders to CPS regarding developing policy, provide recommendations to CPS regarding how services may be improved to children and families, training opportunities to workers regarding the parent's perspective, and support to parents and function as a catalyst to like parents and the agency in partnership that encompass statewide policy development as well as day-to-day caseworker practice. So what I would say to you, Carl, is I would start there, dfps.state.tx, .tx.us, I'm sorry. And whoever is your child's worker, find out about the FBSS or the Family-Based Safety Services. Make sure you understand what you're supposed to be doing and then take those steps to go about doing it. Thank you so much for writing in. Keep it coming. You got any more questions, submit it to me. I do appreciate you. You have an amazing day, and you do your best. You do your absolute best, and you be the mom that you want to be. Hey, you all have a great day. Peace.